Yes, you can grow fresh basil in winter and mint in spring. These are the best herbs to grow indoors year-round. Whether they're planted in a windowsill, countertop garden, hanging baskets or under grow lights. So here's how to have it all, including where to buy gear and everything you need to know about growing fresh, flavorful herbs at home. If you live in an area with long dark winters like much of North America, Europe, and Japan, or if you're simply ahead of the game, you're gonna want to hear up, because these are the best herbs to grow indoors. And our list starts with that favorite, basil. We love to grow tomatoes, basil and oregano in our indoor garden year-round, even in full sun and heat. It is easy to grow basil from seed, and while it takes about 20 days longer to germinate than other seeds, it's well worth the wait. If you don't have time to start from seed, look for healthy seedlings at your local nursery or order online. The second herb we suggest is oregano. This one has some special value for us because we started growing it after discovering the Pungi family farm in the Tuscan countryside. We learned from them how to grow a robust perennial oregano plant, and it has been a joy ever since. Growing oregano is super easy. Just plant once and enjoy its woodsy flavor season after season. Chives are also very easy to grow indoors. They make an excellent alternative to onion and garlic, and they add a nice touch to dips, salads, and noodle dishes. Many people grow chives from seed, but we find it more reliable to purchase seedlings at the store. If you love the bright, citrusy flavor of lemon balm, then we highly recommend this beauty. While it's not a must in the kitchen, lemon balm is widely used in teas and cocktails, and it adds a delightful lemongrass aroma to your indoor garden. Thyme is another great choice for indoor planting because it doesn't mind a little neglect, and it will reward you with a beautiful evergreen shrub that is packed with flavor. Last, but certainly not least, parsley makes a wonderful addition to any indoor herb garden. Its delicate, slightly salty flavor adds brightness to soups, stews, and salads. Whether you're growing culinary or medicinal herbs, there are 3 basic needs to meet: light, water, and soil. As long as you get those right, you should be able to successfully grow almost any herb indoors. Let's talk about each one. First, light. Herbs prefer bright indirect light. That means you shouldn't place them in direct sunlight, which could scorch their leaves. But you do want to give them plenty of bright light to prevent leggy growth and keep their colors vibrant. A good rule of thumb is to place your herbs within 3 feet of a window that receives morning or afternoon sun, but not both. If you only have south-facing windows, try placing a sheer curtain over them to diffuse the intense rays. This way, you can move your herbs outside during the summer so they can enjoy the sunshine. Next, water. Herbs want evenly moist soil, but they don't like soggy roots. This can be tricky to achieve, especially when growing in containers. To help you out, we've included some products that hold the right amount of moisture for longer, like self-watering planters. Or, if you prefer a more hands-on approach, feel free to water your herbs according to their needs. Most indoor herbs will require watering every 1 to 3 weeks. Depending on factors such as temperature, humidity, and the type of container you're using. Check the moisture by inserting your finger or a moisture meter about 1 inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. Remember, it's always better to underwater than overwater. So err on the side of caution and check back frequently until you get a sense for your plant's needs. Finally, let's talk soil. Herbs prefer a well-draining soil that's rich in organic matter. You can make your own potting mix by combining equal parts compost, vermiculite, and perlite, or you can purchase a high-quality indoor potting mix at your local nursery or online. The key is to use a lightweight mix that won't compact over time. Now that you know the basics, let's show you a few ways to grow herbs indoors. One method is called propagation in water. This works really well for basil, mint, oregano, and thyme. Simply take a healthy stem from a mature plant, place it in a glass or jar of water. Then place the vessel on a heat mat or in bright indirect light. Change the water every few days and be patient. It may take a few weeks for roots to develop. Once they do, break off a leaf or two to admire the roots and plant the cuttings in soil. Another option is to start seeds directly in soil. This is a good method for parsley and chives. Begin by making a propagation mix with vermiculite or vermiculite and perlite. Moisten the mix, then sprinkle the seeds on top. Cover the pot with plastic wrap or a humidity dome and place it in an area that will receive bright, indirect light. Check the soil moisture regularly and be patient. Some seeds may take several weeks to germinate. The third option is to buy seedlings. This is probably the fastest and easiest way to begin growing herbs indoors. Look for strong, healthy seedlings with plenty of leaves and avoid those that are wilting or have diseases. Replant them in a container that's slightly larger than their current pot. Then place them in an area that will receive bright indirect light. Indoor herbs can be grown in various containers, including pots, vases, mugs, and recycled items like milk cartons. The possibilities are endless. Just make sure your container has drainage holes to prevent water from accumulating at the bottom. One common issue with indoor herbs is that they tend to grow tall and leggy. This happens when they're not receiving enough light. So try moving your herbs closer to a window or investing in grow lights. There are many options available, including LED panels, tubes, and full-spectrum bulbs. As your herbs grow, they may become overgrown and scraggly, which can affect their flavor and appearance. Regular harvesting encourages bushier growth and helps prevent this from happening. Most herbs are ready to harvest about 2 weeks after the last frost, or when they've reached a height of 6 to 8 inches. The best time to harvest is in the morning after the dew has dried, but before the heat of the day. Use sharp pruners or scissors and sterilize them before and after each use to prevent diseases. Harvest as much or as little as you need. If you're using fresh herbs, use them immediately or refrigerate them in an airtight container for up to 5 days. If you have more than you can use, consider drying or freezing them for later use. Drying is a simple process that can be done by hanging the herbs upside down in a well-ventilated area. Freezing herbs whole or chopped is a great option for long-term storage. If you're short on space, don't worry. There are plenty of creative ways to grow herbs indoors in small areas. Consider vertical gardens, wall-mounted planters, hanging baskets, or even a tiered plant stand. No matter your space constraints, there's an indoor herb garden solution out there for you. Now that you know how to grow herbs indoors, it's time to get started. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a first-timer, we hope this guide has inspired you to bring some greenery into your home. Remember to choose the herbs you love to cook, with the most. Experiment with different growing methods and don't be afraid to ask for help or share your tips with others. Happy gardening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.